Welcome everyone. Today we have a new Bazaar guide video, and today is about the new character with Lee and Steel. Can't pronounce her name properly. And here, let me demonstrate to you guys the combo of my setup. So this is gonna be an ultimate speed drum, and it gains double damage each time my items gets charged. So look at this speed drum with 5 multi-strikes. And yes, is about 500 damage with some massive crits. We'll talk about how the crits came in as well. Some pretty lucky rolls for this particular run, but some big mistakes. So let me explain to my 10 wing setup, and I show you guys this particular run and also a variety of different runs. Firstly, let me reduce the audio a little bit so it's a little easier to speak. So what is happening is this is going to be my centerpiece of the build for Steel. I believe her name's Steel. Correct me if I'm wrong. So with our new engineer girl, she has the ability to use a lot of drones and also flying items. So my battle drum is not really flying in most majority of the cases, because what I want is adjacent items reducing the cooldowns of my drones by 3 seconds. So from about 4.2 seconds, this gets dramatically reduced cooldown for a speedy attack. Followed by that, the item to the left of Spotlight gains double damage, and this happens every 7.2 seconds. So as you saw in the fights, I can multiply this drone's attack indefinitely if I reduce the cooldowns of Spotlight fast enough. In order to reduce the cooldowns, I'm using Nick Cola over here, and this gives me charges which boost my charges by 3 seconds. It does slow by 1 second, but it's not the biggest factor. As you saw there, the Spotlight is getting massively charged, which doubles the damage of the battle drum. That lowers the speed or the cooldowns of the battle drum, so this is even faster. Here we even have a small item that hastes my joystick, which makes the battle drum even faster. On the other side, we have only a hopter. I have this little vehicle, which is quite important because not only it reduces the cooldowns of the flying units on the left of it, which reduces the cooldown of the Nicola, which allows me to speed sync the Spotlight to be faster than the battle drum, which is very difficult to do at most of the cases. This also makes the other items fly. And I'm not really making the battle drum fly, which is a little unfortunate, but I opt for more damage and also lower cooldowns. Over here we have a little lightning butterfly. So this item is purely for its affixes. It is a tag, it is a drone. I wanted those affixes because I need 2 tag, drone, and also vehicles to have +5 multicast with my battle drum. Finally, when items start to fly, it will be hasted for 2 seconds. The item that is really flying is going to be the Nicola and also the lightning butterfly, and that is pretty much it. So the goal is to speed up my Nicola, that this multiplies the speed on the Spotlight, that then doubles the damage on the drum. And of course, this is not the most common setup. I do have another setup which I want to show you guys. I have a bit of recording, so I'll show you guys another setup over here. We'll talk about that setup. That is actually a better run. So here I have a similar setup with a poison enchanted drone and with a lot of cooldown reduction. Here I don't have double damage, but I just have a lot of cooldown reduction. And that is also a very cool setup, which I came to 9 wins with it, just a little short on 10 wins because I made some mistakes. So let's have a look at the replay again and go through with you guys the setup as well. And of course, before I go, here I have some cooldown reductions with the drums, and here we have a big find. This particular NPC have a chance of dropping the weapons deal double critical damage. And we'll talk about this NPC very soon once we get to him. I think this is a lot of the waste, and it is massive damage boost for my high crit drum. Only 46% crit, but that's great. So the first time enemy uses weapon, charges my items, a lot of speed sync, a lot of critical chance, a lot of loot that provides me with bonus damage. And again, the weapon, this is the only, actually, this is the left weapon. Yes, the left weapon over here is getting the buff. If I don't have this, both, this is a left and also right weapon. And there's a critical chance increase, additional flying items with reduction to cooldown, and also more reduction to cooldowns wherever I can find it. So let's have a look at the battle again, and you can see what I mean. So the speed sync starts on the right, and then they boost both of those sides. I did believe this is synced. So the goal is to get the double damage quicker than the attack of the drone. and I just managed to sink it, and you can see each time I attack, this is also enhanced with heal. That means unless enemy can burst me down with my speedy setup, the drone actually will heal me. So let's just check again, let's see if the speed sync is correct. So the drone should technically attack before the... I think he attacked correctly, I'm not 100% sure, but you do get the gist of idea. Now, what are we weak to? We're weak to something that slows us, we're weak to something that increases our cooldowns, and also something that freezes us, simply because everything is speed synced to perfection if you can make it, and Spotlight does double your damage pretty much dramatically. So, what I'm going to do now is, I want to go through this particular replay with you guys that I made the 10 wins, but I also want to go through the other replay which you don't get similar items. Now do keep in mind, I'm very new to this character and I'm not sure about her strength, so I made multiple mistakes in this run, which I'll provide you guys with a recording. But at the same time, you can see this has so much room for mistakes that even with my multiple mistakes, I was able to rush most of the players down very fast. So let me show you guys over here. So I think I lost one or twice, but here on day 12, I was able to get 10 wins. So I only lost twice. So let's briefly have a look how I started. And because this is a new character, I'll be testing a few things out. So I try to not go too long. So at the very start, I am looking for some free economic items and just items that can help me set up the build. I'm really looking for the drone because I want to do the 5 times multicasting drone. I've had some successes as you saw in the previous recordings, so I want to keep going with a melee item. I actually didn't go pick a random skill, which in hindsight, this melee item wasn't the best. I'm looking for melee items wherever I go, and some melee items, including the toolbox, there's a lot of items for Stelle that provide you with additional items at the start of the day. This is actually pretty important because some of the tools and also some of the loot items is what allow me to get more charges on my ammo with cola and also more damage on my drone. So as you can see at the very start, there isn't anything too special. I'm just trying to sync my items, and I like to fight the bees for additional cooldown reduction items and also critical chance items. So that's why I'm fighting the bee over here. Let's fast forward a little bit. Here I decided to go for some, I think I went for economy. Yes, I went for economy. And in terms of leveling up, I decided to get the free loot item. This was actually a very good choice because this provided me with loot item that increased ammo mission. That was essential for have like 4 or 5 charges on the cola later on. Now over here, I think what I did over here is, I should not speak too much. So I'm juggling the items because again, I'm learning this character. I think I decided to go with income because even though I have 7 income, it just never feel enough. In the very start of the fight, what you're going to see is I was actually poisoned to death by this little fish. Very powerful for the first round. I thought that was okay. So this fish actually poisoned me to death. That's how I got my first loss. Now afterwards, I do recommend building some economy. And this is the trade-off. You can go for neutral items. Sometimes you get a good hit, sometimes you don't. Most neutral items don't sell for 4 gold. If you want safer play, go for 4 gold. If you want something risky or something better, you can go for neutral items that can give you egg, can give you gold, something nice. So it's a medium gamble. Here I am really looking to buy items, and the toolbox over here is nice. Upgrading the toolbox means a better tool, and a free item every day in the start of the game is always something nice to build your momentum. I'm really contemplating on the items choices here. So this is just to start up with early game. Early game, I'm not too fast. I just want something can fly. And after something that can fly, something that gets bonus damage after flies. So I'll fast forward a little bit. And yes, you can go see the replays at the second half of the video. So I won't take too much time as I explain. In terms of the neutral fight, I'm actually not sure how strong I am. So I went for the weakest crab. And the Krabby is okay. I can get a coconut, I can get a pretty decent passive, but nothing major. Of course, we defeat the Krabby, and then get a claw, some random items, and here, this is the, I guess, one major factor. I know a lot of players like to pick the little snake for the additional enhancement, 10% critical chances never run, but I'm really focused on getting my melee item so I can know what my build wants to start into. Just happens, we find the aerial torrent. This is an item I use in transition before finding my battle drum. This item while it's flying, it has multicast, and each time it casts, its cooldown is lower by 1. So ideally, this can go down to 1 cooldown and like super speed. But technically, it's doable, but it's too slow. And anyways, it is a decent item, so I decided to purchase this item after leveling up and happen to find an upgrade. So my goal is to start building into this item while acquiring more economic items for the future setup. I haven't decided what I want to go for. Adjusting arrangement a little bit and buffing my little torrent. So once the torrent flies, you'll be gaining additional damage. And this also kind of gives me the upper hand for most of the fights. You can see each time the torrent attacks, the cooldown lowers, so after 10 to 20 seconds, it is really fast. And this is the early game setup I had. So you saw how fast the torrent is, but it does take some time to ramp up. In the mid to late game, you don't get that time. Most builds don't give you that chance. Again, I am trying to look for meeting items while keeping, here I want to show you guys over here. So on the next day, remember we get a lot of economic items because of the items I kept. So here I got some critical chance increase, we got some heals. We will be getting a lot of loot items because of the passive and also the items we kept over here, which I'm saving for a better weapon. Now we're gonna fast forward a little bit, juggling some items, selling some bronze items so we can get economy. And again, I'm looking for weapons to determine my build. Nothing too great over here. So here I want to mention one mistake I made around mid of this game, which is face palming, is not keeping good one small item that has multiple effects. I need items with drones, I need items with tech, we need items with tools, and we also need items with vehicle. So rocket drone over here, I should have kept those items for my future usage, which you'll see later. I actually did not prepare ahead of time for the battle drone. So we didn't find battle drone this time. So because I don't have the battle drone, I'm fighting neutral monsters that can provide me with flat attack damage increase. And those goes a long way because the battle drone hit 5 times. So over here, let's see, what do we get? I actually checked which of my item deals the most damage. Got a bit of gold, and here we can upgrade the catch or we can actually increase the weapon damage. Of course we go for the weapon damage because you know my weapons attack very fast. Any bit of weapon damage can go a long way. So just checking those items, got the weapon damage, and I start to upgrade some of my items. Nothing too major, happens to be though most of those items was not used in the mid to late game. I like to go for this neutral loot NPC because it's the chance of getting a little egg that grows every day. There's also chances of getting critical chance items and also items that gives me flat attack damage increase. Of course, there's no luck this time. So you be aware, it did take me a while to speed sync all my items and learning how to place those items. But for a majority of the cases, our initial setup was enough to beat most of the players for now. Let's have a look. So once my items start to fly, technically you should get more damage boost. There you go, 75 damage, and this goes faster and faster. It is a little harder to speed sync your items in the early game. So we're going to juggle around a little bit. So one item that is of essential importance for this particular build, I guess for most of the build, is going to be this item. Let me try to show you guys over here. If I can wait. Maybe it's easier to show you guys over here. So this is the item. I'm looking for joystick. Even a silver joystick lowers the cooldowns of drones by 2 seconds. So notice here in the replay, I found the joystick and I start to put the joystick between the 2 drones. And this is massive because while my items fly, you will have more more haste, and you'll get more charges. Really looking for the battle drone, but not finding it for now. Now, notice that even though I have a decent weapon that is gold, I have decided to not use this weapon because I feel it is too slow in the late game. So I kept all my buffing items for the much later cases, and of course, this will be, something I'm looking forward to change. Fighting neutral monsters. Nothing too special. Again, those neutral monsters, I want cooldown reductions, I want critical chance, I want flat damage. So sometimes finding a neutral monster that is weaker might give you the upper hand just because of their loots. I do get 1 less gold, but having decent economy, I'm not too worried. Let's see what we get. My goal is to acquire as many neutral items that can buff my future item. Of course, it's not luck here. So, now, over here, again, I'm looking for weapons to determine my mid to late game. So, happen to be, we found the battle drum. Now, the battle drum, very important to keep your 4 different items. You're always likely to have multiple tools on the field, so that's not a concern. You want tech items, drone items, and also vehicle items. The battle drone itself does not count towards any of those, so you need another drone, another vehicle, and another tech to have the 5 multicast. And initially, this is not a problem because you have so many of those. It gets into trouble when you start to sell those and then you start to mess up your sync. So notice I have 5 multicasts at the moment. Later on, because I forget about this, I start to upgrade my items and sell my items, and suddenly I only have 3 or 4 multicasts for a majority of the fight, and that was very devastating. I'm gonna go forward a little bit. You can see me try to sync my items, try to adjust my items. It does take a while to get used to this new character. And I'm not saying I'm a veteran for the game, but learning a new character and learning a new game at the same time definitely takes some time. So this is why you can see some of my recordings a little slower, because 30-40% of the time is spent on reading the items and deciding how to place them. Now let's have a look at the fight. The battle drum is ready, and because I have the battle drum and it is pretty neatly placed, so right now we're a very powerful rush deck. And you can see the battle drum with 5 multiple attacks with charges coming from the joystick. We annihilate most players within a few seconds, and that's what happened. So not only we get the speed boost from the joystick, we also get multiple hits, and we goes into flying. We also get tons of bonus benefits. So I'm comfortably into the mid game, and what I want to do now is kind of free up my inventory for the free tools that will be coming, giving my battle drum all the buff items I've been saving, and then adjusting the speed of my items again. Now, go keep in mind, when you switch items, keep an eye on the battle drum. If it loses multicast, you got to be a little careful. Around this time, I still kept some of the spare items, but very soon I actually start selling them. That was the mistake. A few of the buffs, and here I'm just looking for some random item upgrades. I'm really looking for items that either can boost the damage of my battle drum or boost the speed of my entire board. I'll try to show you guys my other setup, which is more focused on speed but has less damage. So here we'll be fighting some bees, and again I'm looking for the cooldown reduction feathers from the bees. And as you might have guessed it, I did not find it. This is actually not bad. So here when the enemy uses a weapon, we'll be charging my items for 1 second. So if he was using a weapon, I'll always be charging my items faster. And really helps with the speed team. Now over here with artisans, I do want to warn you guys this very noob mistake. So here I can get my weapon with bonus 5 damage or even 10 damage. But what I did was I was thinking, hey, why do I need bonus damage? Let's get weapons some poison damage. But if you're not a poison item, you do not pick this one, because see what happens here? Once I picked it, I even moved it correctly. I was like 10 damage, you know what I want? I actually want the poison. So my weapon is not a poison weapon or item. So this means this buff is wasted. And I did this for science. Not really for science, it's just a silly mistake. So here you see I wasted the choice and lost 10 damage as well. Now around this time we're constantly getting free items, and there's one item I want to show you guys that I like to keep. So let me see if I can hover onto it. Oh, so this is the item over here with my mouse. This will give you, this is the ammo pouch that give your item 1 more ammunition. If you sell it on the left item, you will get 1 more ammo. I'll be keeping those items for my little energy drink. Now, even though I made the mistake, lost 10 damage, my speed sync team is still very powerful. So you can, on the first round of the battle drum, it pretty much took 80% of his health. And luckily I was fast enough for the second round because I was about to die. We're all offense, we don't have much defense for this build until you get better enchantment. Now, I have successfully beaten every expedition except this one, which I'll explain why. So I feel like most of the cases buying expedition ticket actually pays off if you can make the day 9 and also beat the dungeon boss. But if you don't, you lose 10 gold because this ticket still sells for 10 gold. And of course, going for the portals, I was lucky to get an upgrade, but I don't have any gold items, so my battle drum goes into golden. So yeah, the battle drum just got upgraded. Fighting most of the people, or fighting most of the neutral monsters, I don't have a problem because we're a rush deck. So that means we're very powerful in early game, and it gets even better as we go. So any item that provides you with haste or a bit of synergy is great. This power center is not the strongest item, but whatever item that provides me with haste and also speed sync for any stage of the game, I will be keeping those. I'm also keeping some random items for selling for additional value. Again, a lot of time rearranging, and this is why I find Nicola. Nicola is one of the favorite items I have for this particular character, so I'm always looking to buy small items. And Nicola over here will charge the adjacent item for 2 seconds. It slows them for 1 second, but I don't mind. So the biggest flaw for this item is it only has 2 charges. Now, I mentioned earlier that because I'll be getting free loot items, whenever I can get my Nicola, I'll rearrange it correctly, and I think I sold it very fast over here. So I got the Nicola, rearranged it on the left, and here with the gunpowder, I'll be giving additional charges. I'll try to find as many gunpowder as I can, and this actually makes Nicola very powerful for my speedy build. Now, getting additional weapon damage is nice, and here, nothing too messy, because my weapon is positioned not in the best spot. I'm trying to get critical chance as well, so I went for the 8% critical chance. Critical chance is always nice, because you never know, you can double your critical damage very soon as you can see it. So, a few mistakes were made over here. This is why I started to make a lot of mistakes. You'll be facepalming with me very soon. So here I see this item. I was like, hey, you know what? This makes the items fly, and also, you know, when items goes flying, hasted for 1 second. How good is that? Why don't I actually use this item instead of my Karaka? Why don't I use this? But the drawback of losing this is I'll actually lose the vehicle FX. And losing the vehicle FX means that I will not be able to get my multicast. And as you saw it over here, I sold my vehicle without thinking, which is a big mistake, because my inventory is kind of full with junk. So I sold the vehicle without thinking, and now you can see I have 1 less multicast. And only did I go into battle did I realize I made a terrible mistake. Now this is only the start of the mistake. So now I'm fighting players with 1 less multicast. Imagine that, I'm losing like 20% of my damage. But thankfully my item was strong enough to beat other players because of the super speedy build with Nicola and also all the other items. But this doesn't feel good, right? So I started to look for the lost vehicle, and obviously I did not find it for a long period of time. So eventually I was like, okay, what do I need? What else do I need? So I'm always looking for the vehicle, and eventually I found a replacement for the vehicle, but it's not as good as the one I sold, because one I sold makes me fly and also gives me bonus damage. This little vehicle is nice because it's a single small item, but it doesn't provide me with any great buffs. Actually, this is actually not bad. Hold that back. So this item will allow me to go into flying and also reduce the cooldowns of flying items. So this is actually a saving grace. So I was a little wrong about this is not as good. This is actually pretty good. Fighting neutral monsters, nothing too special, and I purposely fought some neutral monsters that I think might give me some better items. For example, this neutral monster can give me a hammer that can provide me with usefulness for the tools. Let me show you guys over here. And happens I didn't get a hammer, but I think the rev gun was not bad, because anything that boosts with my charges is great. So over here, what I want to show you guys is I am really favoring, so the Bazaar is really good. So Bazaar gives you some really good items, experience, just freebies. But I went for the Curio just because I think I can find some better loot that buffed my items. So personal choice. Usually I like Bazaar over here. And of course, we don't find anything great, so we're just going to sell some items for the bonus and also try to maintain the economy. Not the best choice. In hindsight, I should have went to Bazaar, and I did spend a lot of my time trying to rearrange and speed sync my items. Not the best options, because I keep forgetting some of those items only charges drones, some of those items is different. Now, during this time, I recommend going with higher critical chance again over higher weapon damage, because it's easier to find weapon damage over critical chance. So it's more rare to find critical chance. So that's why I've been boosting my critical chance whenever I can. Fighting other players. Now, I got a little better speed sync. As you can see on this new board, the actual battle drum is going crazy with my colors charges. The battle drum went off within about how many seconds? Within about 10 seconds it hit twice, and the third time I was able to defeat the other player. A very good rush build for now. Now, let's see. I do want some tools, I believe. So what did I do over here? I think it's just something common. Rearrange the equipment, and then I went into tools to try to find some better tools. Because I actually don't really know what I want, so I went into tools. And this is why I hit, I guess, the jackpot for the build. It did take me a while to read each item. So Spotlight over here is a very nice item, a medium-sized item that can double your weapon's damage. On a gold level, Spotlight have 10-second cooldown. On the diamond level, the cooldown for this item reduced to 8 seconds. This is quite important in order to speed sync and be first to cast this item over your weapon. And this only works if this is on the left of your item. So this takes a lot of juggling. So during this time of the video, it took me a lot of juggling, try to fit this item while speed sync everything else. But again, a mistake was made. After taking out some items, I lost my multicast. Notice that my multicast went from 5 to 3 because I was too busy on speed syncing items and messed it up. And the worst case is I actually sold those other items. So remember I mentioned about remembering the affixes of your items? Here is a mistake. I start to run with only 3 multicast instead of 5. Damage is almost halved, which is devastating. Of course, because I still have the Spotlight, I can still beat most other fights, but I'm not in the best spot. So what I started to do is I start to really look for items that can provide me with what I'm missing, which are I believe are the vehicles and also the drums, which I have lost. So after juggling a little bit, I found one of the items I needed, but I did not find the second item, and I also had devastated my economy. So after one mistake, multiple mistakes was made. But bear with me, because I think we're still strong enough to actually beat most of the other players. Having the Spotlight, notice the Spotlight is not perfectly synced. So here, the battle drum is always faster than the Spotlight, so the first set of damage is not doubled. By the time it doubles the second set of damage, it's a little too slow for my preference, to be honest. It is still decent damage, especially doubling the third time, or quadrupling it, or 4x4 it. The damage really hits up, especially when you quit. But I don't like how desynced it is. So the rest of the build and also the replay, I'll be looking to speed sync it. I start to pick as many loot items as I can for the increase of flat damage and also critical chance, as you can see in those choices. Now remember I got a temple ticket earlier, and it's great, and also it's quite devastating. I realized because of the previous mistake, I don't have one extra multicast for my battle drum. I'm not sure if I can clear the temple. Now usually I go for the hardest difficulty for the best loots. I got a little greedy here. I should not be going in for the hardest boulder trap because, again, I'm not the strongest without my 5 multicasts. But I was greedy, so I was like, you know what, YOLO. Not the best idea, because this is a huge change of game if I beat the temple or lose the temple without any loots or any relics. And of course, as you guys expected, not having the final multicast and not having the right items, I lost. That was devastating. Yes. This is the time I start to facepalm. And after losing that, I was like, you know what, let's just go fight a silver neutral monster. So I lost the temple. Keep in mind, that was something I invested around day 4. So losing the temple is devastating. I decided to fight Terraform. Terraform as a silver neutral monster is actually incredibly difficult for my build. I'll show you guys over here. So here's Terraform. And here's me thinking I have a good chance against Terraform. Let me show you what happens. So, guess what happened? Losing the one-time multicast meant I was 15 damage short on beating Terraform, a silver neutral. And that also destroyed me. So not only did I lose a tempo, I also lost a neutral round, losing 6 essential experience, seeing tons of loot and just everything related to that. But thankfully, you saw we can still win. So don't lose hope yet. Now, this is actually a pretty nice buff, one of the best buffs for us, because our drums and tools will have lower cooldowns. Not only will my tools, my drums, and also the supporting items will have lower cooldowns. 10% is very massive. So I decided to sell my entire inventory for that item. That also was a mistake later on, but it just squeezed the economy, right? So here I'm out of gold, so I just buff my weapon a little bit. Let's have a look at the neutral fights. So here we're facing a similar player, and I'm really hoping my speed sync burst team deal enough damage. As you guys might have guessed, because I wasn't getting the 5-time multicast, I also just managed to make it. That was very close. The crits really came in handy, so having a critical chance helps a lot. In terms of enchantment, I went with heal effect, which seems to be the best for our weapon, unless you get the damage or the critical chance. The damage, double damage is the best, and followed by the critical chance, and then followed by maybe heal. Nothing too special. My goal is to find my final multicast. Looking for small item does help, and let's see if I found it over here. Fast forwarding a little bit, I don't think I found it. Still trying to juggle my items. Oh, yes. So here is another mistake I made, which is a little awkward. So many mistakes in this run, but that's why I want to share with you guys my mistakes. So here I bought an item which I kind of don't need, but I was like, oh, it could be useful if I keep it for later. I don't have much gold. My plan is also to reroll. So if I were planning to reroll, I shouldn't have bought this item, which I might not be using. I only bought it thinking that it may be useful because I'm still trying out the build, but I don't have much economy. So buying this item actually meant I would have 3 gold left. After rerolling, I found a massive upgrade. I could upgrade Spotlight to a diamond tier, but this cost 16 gold. Devastatingly enough, and sadly enough, I just sold the item I just bought, and I start to sell all the items, even items on my board, on my build. So just to have enough to buy the Spotlight. Now, as you might have guessed, what happens now is I need multiple items that can provide me with the FXs, like vehicle and also drums. So I don't have the economy, so I start to get random items. Thankfully, we found a vehicle. This is a diamond vehicle too. So we're back to 4 times multicast. Now, for most players, myself included, sometimes you quit the game by now. You made so many mistakes, you lost the 2 neutral fight, lost the tempo loots, and you also broke your economy and kind of broke your build. But you know what? I was like, you know what? We gotta try this out, right? So the major focus of the build is ready. I just need to find 1 more drone to get my thing up to speed and to get everything ready. So I don't even have items to fill everything. So now this is when my luck starts to turn a little bit. The Lord of the Waste, I strongly recommend going for him because he drops one of the best skills, a diamond tier skill that probably maybe 1 in 8 or 1 in 10 chance of dropping it. Very low chance of this skill, but if you do get it, oh boy, it would triple your damage. So let me show you guys over here. So of course my team is okayly synced. So let me see if I was looking over my items to see if they're okayly synced. So here is the item, the Foreboding Winds. Your weapon deals double crit damage. This is a massive boost because I've been building my critical chance and my weapons have like multicast. With 43% critical chance, it's already pretty decent. So this almost just double my damage, and followed by finding the upgrade NPC. Of course, if I get the Obsidian enchantment, this will even double my damage even more, but healing is also great. So here we'll be facing other players, and now that I have my newly found attack damage boost, I'm quite confident. But of course, let's have a look over here. Rolls pretty fast, right? So you can see, I start to deal some pretty hefty damage and we're pretty fast. Now, most of the time, if we get some diamond skills, there's a lot of good chances of giving us cooldown reduction. So this is actually a really cool one. When you level up, you'll be upgrading a bronze tier item. Eventually this will upgrade a higher tier, but I'm too late in the game for that. And fly item cooldown reduction is good, but I don't have many fly items for now. I do plan to get some though. I'll fast forward a little bit, and you can see I am funding my final drum so I can have the 5 times multicast. That was the mistake 2 rounds 2 days ago, because I didn't keep enough drones and also other units. And I did go for more weapons, upgrading those, and also fighting each monsters. I'll fast forward a bit of that. Constantly looking for a smaller vehicle and also a smaller drone. So this is a smaller size vehicle, and here I was using a medium sized vehicle. Of course, the smaller vehicle means I can add more hasting items and also more charge items. I lost some experience, so I'm trying to recuperate my experience as well. Now, I'm always trying to get some decent items, and here I was thinking that maybe I can find a smaller drone or smaller tech, which is what I did. So we're gonna speed sync those items, adjust whatever items I have, and then go for the fight. Now, I thought I actually won the game by now, because I feel like I'm quite strong. But this Vanessa, guys, this is the Obsidian Shuriken build. You guessed it. So here I was like, okay, I got him. The Obsidian Shuriken is like game ho. Yes, he one-shotted me with Shuriken. I was like 2 seconds away. Unfortunately, he was a quicker one-shotter build compared to me. So back to square one. I'm gonna buff our items a little bit, get some gumbos. Hopefully I get the critical chance increase, which I did get a few. And then we found the headset. So remember, we can make items fly, and once they fly, they also get the haste. So this is all about the final juggling of the item syncing, because I know that once I can find my color to be flying and then giving the color even more haste, I can speed sync my final setup. And that should summarize to all the way to this point. Oh, let's retrieve wrong. So that should summarize to how I found to my 10th win. Nothing too major. Of course, we can upgrade again. So upgrade to the color. Again, this does help with speed syncing. I'm trying to speed sync as much as I can. Upgrade to the color, and then followed by, I have been keeping this particular hammer. This hammer, even at the silver grade, after buying 8 different tools, you can upgrade one of your items that is silver tier, and that is amazingly good. So here I got my final tool, and then, as you can see over here, if I sell this hammer to the most left item, although it doesn't highlight, if I sell this item, so notice it upgraded my item. That is a big factor. So now this also charges by 3 seconds. Where are we? Oh, coming back to square one. Ah, okay. So the round actually ended over there. So coming back to here, you saw what happens in the end. And yep, our battle powers and also our speed sync for the double damage was enough together with the heal to infinitely sustain us with massive crits and also dealing over 1700 times 5. So that was very satisfying for the final setup. Now just to show you guys what happens when you don't have a similar setup. So I won't go through this in the entire replay because it's a similar build and you can see majority of items are similar. I actually made a lot less mistakes in this particular build. So what I want to show you guys is, if I can find a chance to show you the only difference of item over here. Can I? Or did I move those? This is gonna be awkward. Because I want to see which part of the replay I hover over this item. Probably when I found it first, right? I found this item very early in the game, and it seems to be very cool in speeding the build. So now I'll try to show you guys over here. Oof. Definitely going through. Okay, this is the item. Oh gosh, will I ever stop moving my mouse? I'm still reading this egg because I think during that time I was trying to sell the egg or not. Actually, I did not use the item, right? Oh, there it is. So, the drafting table. So this item I found to be quite interesting, and I used this item as well of my speedy setup as an alternative because I didn't get the spotlight. So remember the previous video we looked at Spotlight, which doubled my weapons damage each time. This is a little weaker early game alternative. So for each tools on the table, we try increase all the tools on the table pretty much, other than the battle drum. So it charges the non-tool item, which is the weapon, by the amount of the tools we have. So this will instantly recharge the weapon pretty much. Just show you guys over here. Here we're fighting a player, and this item can also be hypercharged as well. So you can see my battle drum. Battle drum is going to start kicking it off. And battle drum gets speed boosted, and then the table comes in, instantly boosting the battle drum and any other non-tool item. So this makes this a super hyper speedy build. So I was able to win non-stop in this particular run using this particular table all the way up to the final stage. So I won 9 wins within 11 days, and that was incredible. So I even got my battle drum into poison enchantment. Now let's have a look what happens. I was able to fight multiple players and not losing to them because they just happened to have something that is better. Now during this time, I won't go through the entire replay, but I want to show you guys the final fight. It was ultra close. I think just by the milliseconds. Actually, not this player, right? Okay, this player got me. So there was a fight that was ultra close. It was down to the wires. Here, it just shows that after a certain period, we did not make it. So let me, was it this one? Okay, not that close. But what I was trying to show is, when you're early game and much earlier in the game, you're actually quite strong with the table. But later on, Spotlight actually gives you way more damage. Because here I just reset the cooldown, so instantly cast once, while that one doubles your damage indefinitely as you reduce the speed. You can see, in the mid to late game, it still works okay because of the spams and also the poison, but after day 11 or day 12, this table does fall off a little bit. And I also made the mistake not picking freezing enemies. If I were able to freeze enemies, it's better than charging my own items quicker. So that was a mistake. What I do now is I'll provide you guys with both of the replays of the 9 wins and also 10 wins using this particular drone rush deck, a rush build, which with 2 different variations, you can see some similar items, some different items, and this is a very fast rush deck, which is very fun once you understand the mechanics for the battle drum. And enjoy the replays. I'll be making other builds for other characters very soon for you guys in each of the days while I play the game.
Nothing tiny, nothing huge. All about moderation. Oh, delivery's free. I like the exercise. Oh, I think you're really gonna enjoy that. If it's not right for you, bring it back. I want you to be happy.
We've really got to clean up these streets. Maybe a giant sweeping machine? They said I'd never make it on my own. Wonder what they're saying now.
There are greater trainers than me. I'm just getting you ready for them.
Just a little friendly sparring, right?
Go ahead, underestimate me. It makes this more fun. You fall like a boulder. I flow like the waves.
Ah, a friend. I mean, a customer. Do you have to leave already?
Ugh, why am I hauling all this around? I'm a pilot, not a trucker.
Now, if that doesn't work out for you, come back for a refund. Happy to make a sale. Sad to say goodbye.
There's gotta be a design solution.
I get it. You're busy. Enjoy your purchase.
I didn't want to hurt you, but you didn't give me a choice.
Send me your huge items. Price? Don't care. I only sell things so I can buy things. Huge things!
Sale, no sale. I want what's right. Just toss that on my back and I'll trot it to your door. for a free ride home, but people thought it was weird.
After I break all your stuff, I'd be happy to repair it. I'd rather build stuff than break it, but inventions need testing. Sinusoidal deplinator. No wonder I lost.
Gigamart's owner is the ultimate businessman. Take the deal. Those carts are huge for a reason. Buy more!
I'm finished with fighting, but I can help you finish a fight. Enjoy the thrill of battle. While you can.
No, I am not a dervish. That's offensive. I do not deserve another day.
This world is full of noise. You must find the quiet within.
Hard to help the poor when I am the poor. can help.
They don't make these like they used to.
Well, howdy, hero.
Oh, that's the only kind of broke I can't fix.
Junkyard shopping's a gamble. Roll them dice again.
Hope you bought your parachute.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms. Bring her about! I've got another salvo with me.
Welcome in, hon. What can I get you? See that mountain? That's Poe. He might have what you need.
Some people just need a good whack. Well, anyway, I've got to get back to work.
My battle days are over, but my weapons crave more. Too much clutter.
Use it well. Make me proud.
snowfall teaches stillness. I prefer action.
Yeah. Been working out.
When you're ready, I'll send you to Orland. But I'll keep you as long as I can.
This is like a sport, right? You're not really mad at me. What specs are you running? Oh, good luck. Looks like there was some side fumbling on the panometric fan.
We take pride in our restoration. Our items have lived. They have stories.
Enter Purchase Lee. Enter Purchase Lee!
Everything is enemy. Attack everything! Kyver hate you. Kyver hate everything.
specs are you running? Oh, good luck.
Why must we do this? Death laughs at us both. I have no pride for you to wound.
The work is never done. It can always be better. The fire softens before it strengthens.
I got a job to do, so get out of the way! Fine! You win! I suppose now you want overtime!
I've got to organize this stuff.
The smaller the portions, the finer the meal. Tell everyone you got it here.
Every test improves the design.
Thanks for trusting me. I hope we can do this again.
about this weather, Oh, you're leaving. That's good. I get it. You're busy. Enjoy your purchase.
Want to get lunch after this? Is that weird?
You remind me of someone I fought last century. Just behind the veil, my family waits for me.
Ancient travelers left their marks here, and their relics. To be honest, I'm relieved. Oh, I hate to part with any.
I'm the only kid in my school with my very own business. My dad's the best salesman in the bazaar. I learned it from him.
You are filthy!
Dialed. Clorox. I'll see you soon.
Just close your eyes and grab something. That's been sitting there 20 years, waiting for you. Well, you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar.
Watch out, Tantius Industries. Stelle's workshop's on the rise.
I came to train the weak. But what if they are too weak to train?
Let's stress test our gear, yeah?
I will leave you alive to learn the lesson. All change begins in the heat of the crucible.
A bad craftsman blames his tools, but a good one buys mine. There's always that tool you thought you'd never need that ends up saving your butt. I bet you'll be surprised when that comes in handy.
Reuse, recycle, relax.
Well, Dad would love to see this.
Warms my rusty circuits to see that find a home.
Insufficient clout. Entry denied. Low status individual ejected from premises.
Imagine the wonders waiting for us in the ground. Hey, you're a natural at this. Discounts for peace!
city service stuff doesn't exactly pay.
Your aura guided me to what you needed.
Maybe I should make more mini blimps. Those always sold well. This is like a sport, right? You're not really mad at me.
I have faced 82 foes exactly like you. People are a pattern. Please, share with me your secrets.
Hey, Uncle Odie! Maybe I'll be training you soon.
The way an explosion hits you kind of feels like a Take that to Tower District.
You have at least a grain of wisdom, since you have come to me.
Maybe I could start charging a little more at the workshop.
I do not teach violence. I teach mastery over it.
to help me test my designs. Just a little friendly sparring, right? Enjoy your little moment. I'm just testing my skill. Aleppa has no idea how much we have to learn.
I'm a people person, and sometimes I sell stuff. Do you have to leave already?
I can hear Aleppa laughing at me.
Now, if that doesn't work out for you, come back for a refund.
The desert wind is warm perfume. dervish is to be free. Join us.
That's a fine piece. But it can be tightened, tempered, oiled, and tuned.
Hi, I'm Stelle Ingenious. Wanna fight? I'd rather build stuff than break it, but inventions need testing. Was it a faulty differential spring? Huh? If my family saw this, they'd be furious.
I know you're a genius, but you've still got a lot to learn. This here, Stelle, this is the real work. Helping people fly.
Come with no weapons, leave with big bargains. You are enough, friend. But I'm glad you bought this.
I would spar with you, but this leg. Oof. And when you carry my weapon, I fight alongside you.
I hope I didn't hurt it too bad.
It's not overpriced. You're overpoor. Finally! Someone with taste around here.
you can do good. What specs are you running? Oh, good luck.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobodies. Bravery without strength is a sword without a blade.
I pay well for mid-sized things. Reasonable sized things. You see that, Barker? That's how it's done. I've got 4 legs because I carry this company.
Will you leave me alone now? I've got a lot of work to do. Now, if I can just learn how to talk to people.
I respect loyalty, but Kev's not here. My work is for the glory of Samaska. So, tell somebody.
teleportation? I'm not great at those. I'll fly rings around you. Hey, you broke my gyroscope. Oh well, easy fix.
That's silly. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome.
You look not taste good. I eat you anyway. Play fun, even when lose.
The smaller the portions, the finer the meal. Whoever said money can't buy class had neither. You want to buy that? I mean, excellent choice. I think that suits you beautifully. Tell everyone you got it here.
Yeah. Been working out.
I spent half my life mastering that technique. So, like, 9 years.
Ingenious. Wanna fight?
When we are finished, may I dissect you for study? I am seeking gold in a world of lead.
I'm finished with fighting. But I can help you finish a fight. Enjoy the thrill of battle. Oh, can't. Hey, when you carry my weapon, I fight alongside you. Nufo teaches stillness. I prefer action.
Knife or beak? Your choice. The rookery remembers. Ah!
Hey, Uncle Odie. Maybe I'll be training you soon. I'll fly rings around you. Is this a social situation? I'm not great at those. Hang out and talk about aerospatial extenuators. Oh, you're leaving.
Sale, no sale. I want what's right for you.
I've got to organize this stuff.
I used to offer a free ride home, but people thought it was weird.
My dad calls these toys, but to me, they're friends. Do you play Piggles? I'm not very good, but it's fun.
I've studied for this. I can win. I flunked again.
Smart shoppers buy vintage. New is... They don't make these like they used to.
Now, if I can just learn how to talk to people.
If you want mid-condition, you're at the wrong shop. Our items have lived. They have stories.
want to get lunch after this? Is that weird?
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobodies. Next time, boys, less blunder, more plunder.
Upgrade the gear, upgrade the world.
If I don't have what you need, I'll help you find who does. You might try JJ's shop. Real friendly guy.
You see landfill, I see buried treasure. Trash is tragedy. Reuse everything. Well, you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar.
There's gotta be a design solution.
The Blood Reef brooks no weakness! By the coral, we're routed!
What you looking at?
That's a 24% increase in fuel efficiency.
We made progress today. I'm proud of you.
Size dilutes the brain. Mind is highly concentrated. Buyer's remorse never. Be remorseless. You're a smart one for your size. Shall I gift wrap it for you?
Hope you bought your parachute. Got a few new designs I want to try. Let me know what you think. Whoa, take it easy. I thought we were just sparring.
My dad flew all around the Foundation with Sky Patrol. If it breaks, bring it back. I love fixing almost as much as building. Oh man, that one's so good!
Come on in. Let's chat. Do you have to leave already? Happy to make a sale. Sad to say goodbye. I get it. You're busy. Enjoy your purchase. Now, if that doesn't work out for you, come back for a refund.
This must be at least 26.8% better.
Everything is enemy. Attack everything! Sting ground! Sting sky! Sting world!
Upgrade everything! Even me.
My battle days are over, but my weapons crave more. Use it well. Make me proud. Go make some more stories, then come back and tell me. What specs are you running? Oh, good luck.
I have faced 82 foes exactly like you. People are a pattern. If you think you've hurt my feelings, I assure you I have none.
Life's rough. That's a 24% increase in fuel efficiency.
Dira is our strongest. Oh, but oh, does he know it. Try Orlin. Or Nufu.
Come to learn the way of flame? Perhaps you need to cool off a while.
I was just trying to go to the hardware store. Just a little friendly sparring, right?
My people believe in peace. Boring! I can see you're going places, but I'll be chasing you.
You've just taken the first step toward good taste. Remember, diamonds come in small boxes. Tell everyone you got it here.
Ability begins with belief. You can think yourself faster. A mile is just a measurement, and all measurements are imaginary.
People need the tools to defend themselves. And things like this.
Nothing is what it seems. And if it is, I'll change it. Ask anyone. It's always been this way.
Hey, Uncle Odie. Maybe I'll be training you soon. After I break all your stuff, I'd be happy to repair it.
I should warn you, I'm not like other Jabarians. Well, I guess motivation isn't everything.
My lessons are painful. Are you prepared? Choose patience for my teachers.
I got everything you need. Just a matter of finding it. That's been sitting there 20 years, waiting for you. Warms my rusty circuits to see that find a home.
What part of superior officer do you not understand? You groundling? Oilin's fight dirty.
Every day on these streets teaches me so much.
I'd rather build stuff than break it, but inventions need testing. Oh, you want to help me test my designs? Wow, you're pretty good at this. Quality engineering. Barely even have room for my tools.
Mythkeep calls for my aid. I shall protect his secret. Your ancestors give you strength. Use it well.
If my family saw this, they'd be furious.
Brain fog! I get that too.
engineer with our hearts.
Let's stress test our gear, yeah?
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago. Defeat does not defeat me.
I would spar with you, but this leg. Oof. Nufo teaches stillness. I prefer action.
Reuse, recycle, relax. Hooey! Now that's a bargain.
Ugh, why am I hauling all this around? I'm a pilot, not a trucker.
Well, you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar. Warms my rusty circuits to see that find a home.
I hope I didn't hurt it too bad. Aleva has no idea how much we have to learn.
I offer you a chance. At the edge of the foundation, they wait. They build.
Small items, small people. I love them all. Is it because I talk too slow?
Is this a social situation? I'm not great at those. I'll fly rings around you. traveling light, Stelle. Onward and upward.
Don't tell me form is your smith. That guy is temper, sharpen, reinforce.
The Bazaar will never be a safe place, but I'm trying.
Those Sphinxians may be flashy and wise and powerful, but they are not the Grand Master.
You have at least a grain of wisdom, since you have come to me. As long as you draw breath, your training is not complete.
Got a few new designs I want to try. Let me know what you think.
I will fight you, but only so that I can study you. I could teach you my power, but you would squander it.
More than the sum of its parts.
Life is urgent. Hurry up! Look at this! You're so fast now!
Watch out, Tantius Industries. Stell's workshop's on the rise.
Look, I get it. My training is strange. Don't travel from point A to B. Just be there.
Yes, I will dance with you.
I would never debase my wares by haggling. Ugh. You want to buy that? I mean, excellent choice.
I can turn your minutes into hours. That'll get you moving. Why move at their speed when you can move at mine? Hi, I'm Stelle Ingenious. Wanna fight?
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms. Land legs make you predictable. You move in straight lines.
I have seen what you become. It's beautiful.
Is anything not on fire?
Yataria? The Dunes? Where shall we start? Hey, you're a natural at this.
Get good so you can do good. time I go outside, something wants trouble.
Right. Back to business. Hope that brat Quixel's watching. Profit is profit. Not what I'd call tasteful, but...
The Bazaar's a big place. You'll never see it all on foot. If people want to buy and I know it's not right for them, I say no. Really?
When we're done here, stop by my shop for a tune-up.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist. Bravery without strength is a sword without a blade.
They said I was naive, but it's working.